Damien Sandow in TNA was not a good thing. In fact, the Hawk pretty much hated it. It has to be one of the most disappointing major signings in wrestling history. They thought they were getting a main event star, but instead, all they got was 13 bad matches and a strange gimmick which disappeared as quickly as it began. So, it only makes sense for him to appear on the Shove It show. This isn't going to be fun. Alright, it's Ring of the Hawk Season 5, the show where we watch back a wrestler's short run with a company, and at the end we shove them a final grade to see if they could do the JOB to the HAWK. And of course, if you know a wrestler who could do the JOB to the HAWK, shove their name down in the comments, Jack! Alright, it's Damien Sandow. His TNA run was bad, and all I want to know is how. Damien Sandow was an internet darling who many said was the next big thing in wrestling. He was especially popular as the Miz's stunt double, Mizdow. But he had grown to hate his time in the WWE and wanted to leave. When they released him, it came as a major surprise in the wrestling world. Sandow debuted for TNA halfway through 2016. There's a lot of hype for this debut and the crowd act like he's a big deal. The comedy team are practically creaming in their knickers over him, saying his WWE release must have been a mistake. The Pope says he's one of the biggest stars in wrestling history. Sandow cuts a promo and he says he's not going to dump on the WWE, and then he proceeds to moan about how he was held back by them. He says he was only released by the WWE because he was deemed to be too entertaining. Oh, and he's no longer Damien Sandow, he's now Aron Rex. He has a face down with world champion Lashley, so seemingly they had plans, but man, it just doesn't go down like that. He also starts a feud with Drew Galloway. He gets shoved in the grand title tournament to crown the first champion, and this is instantly where the problems begin. Because the grand title and its rules suck Sonny Siaki's ass. I should probably explain how these matches work because we're going to see a few of them. There's 3 3-minute rounds, and at the end of each round the judges are going to decide who won each round. Then at the end, whoever has the most points or something like that wins. But you can win before the 3 rounds by pinfall or submission. Someone's got to win here, because I'm sure not going to be the winner today. Match 1, Grand Title Tournament first round. Trevor Lee, who makes the girls pee, versus Aram Rex. The comedy team can't stop talking about how the final will probably be Drew Galloway versus Aram Rex. Good luck with that one. Rex immediately makes desperate pinning attempts as Trevor Lee starts to dump in his nappy of fear. He scores a knockdown and gets a 1 count. Rex gets tired of being in a headlock and says, "Shut up or I'll smack you one." It doesn't help and Lee sends him out of the ring. Trevor Lee hits a big knee on the apron and back in the ring, Lee aggressively whips him around the ring for a 2 count. Trevor works a sleeper hold for a while as the clock ticks down. Rex quickly clears Lee away and he hits 2 clotheslines. The bell rings to end the first round and Rex wins it. He barely did a thing. The second round begins and it's Lee hitting a big smack this time. Rex recovers with an inside cradle for a 2. He hits a Russian leg sweep now and drops the elbow. Lee saves himself on the ropes and makes a recovery with a knee to the jaw for a 2. Trevor Lee fails on his fisherman's buster and gets smashed in the corner, and Rex puts him away with a discus punch. There was just nothing to really like about this. It didn't impress me and it didn't make me want to see more of him. But it could just be this irritating match stipulation. It's a D from the Hawk. Match 2, Grand Title Tournament Semi-Final. Eli Drake versus Aram Rex. I honestly hate these rules so much. They do have a fun verbal duel on the mic, which we should be expecting from Aram Rex. We'll see if that continues. The match starts and it's really boring. Drake keeps working a headlock. It just doesn't work for these rules. It's supposed to encourage wrestlers to get a move on. They should just be having a normal match if they want to do this. The first 3-minute round almost passes without incident. Rex does 1 Russian leg sweep. He also hits something between a spine buster and an atomic drop. I'm not sure if it was a botch. The first round ends and the crowd are in silence. Rex wins round 1. Eli cutters him across the ropes and smacks him out from behind. One more and in the crowd chants, "This is awesome." I'm pretty sure someone else in the crowd chants, "This is awful." Drake sends him into the corner and hits a net breaker for a 2. Rex then reverses a suplex into a pin for a 2. It doesn't help him and Drake DDTs him back down for another 2. Rex seems to be really struggling here as Drake hits a power slam and the Eli Drake elbow for another 2. That ends the second round, which Drake wins. Round 3 starts with Drake desperately trying to wake the crowd up. He shouldn't have bothered because he turns around into a discus clothesline for the 3 count. God, this is horrible. It's killing Rex, because why would you be so excited to see him when you know he's competing in these horrible, boring matches? Another D. Match 3, Lethal Lockdown match. Team EC3 versus Team Lashley. Rex is the second entry for his team on Team EC3. Rex enters with lots of anger and aggression. He smashes Mike Bennett's gut in with his knee and Russian leg sweeps him. He ain't done and he drops the elbow. Rex fights with his upcoming Bound for Glory opponent Drew Galloway. He works with EC3 to send Galloway into Bennett. Lashley enters next, so they're pretty much screwed. He hits a swing net breaker on Aram Rex. It's just a slow stomp down for the next couple of minutes. The match trundles along with nothing else to say except why the hell is Maria and Gail Kim part of this match? It's crap and everybody knows it. Eventually, the weapons come into play and the good guys gang up on Lashley with weapons. Bennett calms down Rex with a super kick to a trash can into his face. Rex eventually wakes up and smashes a chair into Galloway's face, but he's immediately speared down by Lashley. Lashley beats EC3 with a spear and a submission. It's an F. Match 4, Bound for Glory 2016 Grand Title Tournament Final. It's supposed to be Drew McIntyre, but he's got injured, so instead they sub in Eddie Slapnut Edwards to take on Aram Rex. Oh great, for the final, the rounds have been extended from 3 minutes to 5 minutes. May as well not bothered because the first 2.5 minutes contain nothing at all. Eddie finally hits Hurricane and Rex responds with a Russian leg sweep. Rex is desperate to do some damage, but instead he gets an enziguri kick. He falls to the outside and stops a slapnut dive. It's irrelevant because Eddie throws him out on the other side of the ring and dives down on him. Back in the ring, Eddie clotheslines him out once again, and he hits another dive, but this time he comes off worse. They arrive back in the ring with Eddie hitting a missile dropkick. Unfortunately, it's just a 2. I never thought I'd be cheering on Edwards. Round 1 ends, that's 5 minutes of my life I will never get back. Edwards wins round 1. The highlight of round 2 is that TNA have clearly struggled to pay their electric bill around this time. It's a match that you can't even see. I'd normally be annoyed, but this is perfect. They desperately shine a spotlight on them. Edwards kicks him from the apron as the lights come back on to the loudest cheer of the night. His dive fails and Rex locks him in an executor, but then gives up with 20 seconds left on the clock. Why would you give up at that point? Rex looks like he's going to go for it again as the time expires for round 2. Rex wins round 2? They're really going to make me watch 15 minutes of this, aren't they? Edwards almost wins with a diving codebreaker. With 2 minutes left, they're on the top rope. Rex pushes him down and proceeds to do absolutely nothing. Instead, he hits a simple net breaker. Eddie gets a 2 off the Blue Thunder Bomb. He tries a moonsault, but misses it. Edwards is still able to counter Rex's finishing smack. The Boston Knee Party connects, but he's too tired to make the pin, and the time limit expires with both guys smacking each other. The judges will have the final say in the winner, even though they want to keep fighting, and the crowd scream let them fight, but they won't get their wish. The judges eventually make the controversial decision to give Rex the win. It seemed like Edwards had more of the match to me. Now to be fair, this was the only grand title match where it felt like the crowd cared. It still wasn't good, but I'll give it a C. Rex says he just made history and it's only the beginning, stay tuned. Match 5, grand title match. The champion Aron Rex, who doesn't even get an entrance, and he takes on Jesse Goddard, who does get one. Goddard makes the more impressive start as he keeps double-legging Rex, who's looking slightly out of shape here. Although, even the Hawk would look out of shape next to Jesse Goddard. All these matches are the same, with wrestlers working side headlocks for way too long. It's Goddard who keeps getting 2 counts, but it's nothing exciting. The first round ends, and somehow it's even more boring than the other matches so far. Goddard wins round 1. This feels like a failed submission match, there's just no urgency. If you were rushing against the clock, you would not be trying headlocks and armbars, you'd try to crack your opponent's skull open as quickly as possible. Round 2 ends with Rex cowering on the floor from a punch. Goddard has also won round 2. Rex looks how I feel. Goddard quickly dropkicks Rex out of the ring for round 3, which causes Rex to dump in his nappy of anger. If Jesse can just hold on for another minute or so, he'll be the new champion, so why wouldn't he just hide on the outside? Well, Rex unwisely smacks him out of the ring, and like a moron, Goddard allows Rex to help him back into the ring. Rex immediately knees him in the head and hits the discus clothesline for the 3. Horrible. Worst match so far, it's an S. This is the blandest of bland, not something you would normally associate with Damien Sandow. Match 6, grand title match. The challenger is Baron Dax. This guy really sucks. Baron Dax isn't exactly great either. Dax lands the first big move with a net breaker. This guy's pretty limited, so he follows that with 2 more net breakers. It's probably safe to say that Dax has already got round 1 in the bag. Dax does a Brossman chokeslam for a 2 count whilst his face grows in size like he's gurning out. This is the most one-sided grand title match ever. Dax almost wins again for Northern Lariat. Round 1 ends and the crowd is in silence. I'm not sure how Rex got any points considering he did literally nothing. Round 2 starts and Rex finally does something interesting as he pushes Dax into the ropes and trips him up on the rebound. Rex locks on the educator and he gets the tap out win. Jesus Christ, what did Dax have, 1 HP or something? These matches suck Sonny Siaki's ass. Rex gets to talk and he says that this match just changed the game. Can't be serious. The only thing this changed is the toilet paper that I'm going to use when I wipe my ass on this turd fest. Match 7, tag match. Oh, thank God it's not a grand title match. It's EC3 teaming up with Jesse Goddard to take on Eli Drake and Aram Rex. Our guy will start with Jesse. Jesse hits a hip toss and tags EC3. He does nothing and tags Goddard back. Together they hit a double hip toss for a 2. Goddard struggles on a pinning attempt. God, this is as slow as the grand title matchups. Goddard nails a dropkick and tags EC3, who also hits a dropkick, this time from the middle rope. Rex is almost beaten. He desperately scrambles away and tags out. He does return shortly after, but he's sort of given a spinebuster and has to leave again. God, this run sucks so badly. Later, EC3 looks like he's about to win until Goddard saves him by grabbing Ethan's leg. Rex is missing for most of this match. Randomly he gets the tag against Goddard towards the end and he hits an awkward looking smack. Goddard collapses, and that's the 3. So are we saying that Rex is like the Big Show of his knockout punch? Well, apparently not, because it's a knockout because he has rings on his fingers or something. So he's a heel now, I guess. He can be whatever he wants to be. I just don't care. Another S.
Welcome,
Match 8, grand title match. Jesse Goddard once again, the challenger for Rex's title. Well, it was rubbish before, I don't see what's going to change. Please get this over in the first round. Just like all the previous matches, Rex sucks in the first round. Goddard catapults him and back suplexes him. Jesse wins the first round. I hate this so much. Rex finally wakes up in round 2. He hits a knee drop and locks on a sleeper for a while. Goddard batters out of it but runs into a kitchen sink. Now he gets a one-off a snap suplex. Goddard small packages him, and I thought that was all he was going to manage in round 2 other than some pinning attempts, but no, he power slams Rex too. The round ends as Goddard almost locks on a Boston Crab, and Goddard has won round 2. Suddenly, Jesse has been blinded by something. Rex grabs his eyelashes to make it even worse. He hits the knockout punch and it's over. This was probably the best grand title match. Rex still didn't do much, but there was a bit more substance in here. It's a D. Match 9. Normal match. Praise the Bird Lords. It's still Jesse Goddard though versus Aram Rex. Jesse slowly beats him up. He drop toe holds Rex. He can't do anything as his eyelashes are pulled out. There isn't really much to say. Goddard beats him with a Boston Crab that he struggled to even apply, and Rex immediately tapped out. It's an S. Match 10, grand title match. Aron Rex. He cuts a promo first and says he's established the grand title as the #1 title in the wrestling industry. In the spirit of competition, he issues an open challenge. Bad choice because it's answered by Moose. Rex screams, anyone but him, and hit Rhino's music instead. He's not getting Rhino though. He's getting the Moose. Rex tries to meditate or something. He keeps stalling for time. He hides on the outside and does a cartwheel. He returns to the ring but gets shoved down, but kips straight back up with happiness. Rex attempts to blind Moose or something, but it doesn't seem to work because Moose just ducks a clothesline and he hits a discus clothesline for the 3. It lasted 45 seconds. Rex cries about losing his title and the 6 people in attendance mock him, and Rex says he can't do this anymore and he leaves. What a pussy. It's an S. Match 11, grand title. The champion Moose versus the challenger Aram Rex. He moans that he only lost the last match because he was caught off guard. This one starts with Rex hitting a ring punch straight in front of the referee. No mention of the 3 judges who are watching around ringside too. That only gets Rex a close fall. Somehow, the entire round passes without incident. I'm drifting off here. The grand title format is the same as Naito. He even spends the last 10 seconds of round 1 hiding on the outside, and he wins round 1, which is pretty much a first. I think Rex blinds Moose in round 2, but I feel like I'm blinded because my eyes keep closing. Rex seems to win round 2 as well, but he doesn't do anything interesting. He's in full control of round 3, but makes a simple mistake, and Moose drop kicks him on the top rope and nails the game changer for the 3. Hated this one with a passion. It was just like the other matches, another S. After a month off telly, Aron Rex made his TNA return. And what a return. He was now feminine and had a strange little man as his manager. The commentary team said that he's transitioning. He is covered in makeup and has a big fur coat. I think they finally figured out that this is more playing to this guy's strengths and not trying to be a work rate guy. Match 12, tag match. Aron Rex and Rockstar Spud versus Robbie E. He's scared of clowns, but he isn't scared of this clown for some reason. And it gets worse because his tag team partner is Hornswoggle. Anyone but him. You know when this guy turns up that your career is dead and you should give up immediately. Spud slowly beats up Hornswoggle. It's so boring that Rex starts cutting a promo mid-match. He thinks everybody just came to see him. Hornswoggle grabs at his feet, which causes Rex to scream with fear for Spud to help him out. Swoggle hits a go to sleep on Spud, so he has to tag out. Swoggle bites Aram Rex and slides through his legs to tag Robbie E. Robbie batters him and hits a diving knee drop. He flapjacks Rockstar Spud on top of Rex. For some dumb reason he tags Swoggle back. He starts Irish whipping Spud at the heels in the corner and Swoggle gives Spud a stink face. Rockstar Spud can take no more of this and he smacks out Swoggle with a ring. Rex makes the cover whilst blowing kisses and winking into the camera. It's over. For me, this match was unbearable. It's like this match was designed just to annoy me as much as possible. And it sure did. I hate this thing with all my ass and it makes me pass. Match 13. Final match. Oh, thank God, this has been appalling. Aron Rex with Rockstar Spud. I want this over, but they insist on cutting a promo first. Spud keeps singing Aram Rex as the crowd dump in their nappies of anger. God, I never thought I'd be so happy to see Robbie E. Rex is scared of Robbie E, but he eventually slaps him. Robbie blocks a ring punch and chases Rex around the ring. There is a stench of diarrhea floating all around the ring now. Back into the ring and Robbie hits the Thez press. He also hits a couple of atomic drops and a clothesline. He can't pin Aron Rex because Spud tries to drag him out of the ring. The distraction allows Rex to roll up Robbie, but it's a nothing count. Rex throws Robbie out of the ring so Spud can cheat. Back in the ring, Rex does some things, none of which look very painful. Aron Rex suddenly starts doing a peacock dance, but misses his knee drop. Robbie fires up with some punches and a middle rope elbow drop. He flies from the top with a crossbody, but yet again, he can't make the pin as there's a tug of war with Rockstar Spud. Robbie has finally had enough of Spud and he forgets all about Aron Rex. Rex reveals his rings and he smacks out Robbie for the 3. Spud wipes all of his sweat away and it's well and truly game over. I never want to see any of these people again. As it turns out, Rex never had a proper contract with TNA and he was only on a pay-per-appearance deal. Yet, they attempted to build a whole division around him. Standard TNA really, isn't it? His strange comments when he joined TNA really backfired. He said he was going to change wrestling. Instead, this was basically the end of his mainstream career. Well, unless you count being in the NWA, which I don't. Apparently, he left TNA to concentrate on his acting, but that doesn't seem to have worked out. It is said that he didn't have any passion left for wrestling. He turned up slightly out of shape. TNA tried to make him a work rate guy for some reason. Then they tried to move to an entertainment style, but it ended as soon as it started. The Liberace character may have gone somewhere, but we never found out. This has to go down as the biggest WWE to TNA flop in terms of what was expected of him. Based on what was expected of him and what we actually got, I've got no choice but to shove him in the zone. All of his claims were false. He came off as sour towards the WWE. The grand title matches all sucked. And then there was whatever that was supposed to be at the end. Call it what you want, but he was feuding with Hornswoggle. I think it's safe to say it wasn't going to be good. And if you don't agree with that, I won't take your girl, but you need to know that I could.